more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, Top Billin. All right, Saints Nation, your boy's back, man. I haven't talked to you boys in a while. Now, I had to come back, man. People have been asking me, what do I think about the Saints quarterback situation, especially when, I did the thing on Russell Wilson. I was like, man, that shit would be crazy if Russell Wilson were to go to the New Orleans Saints because that was in his list of teams. However, that's probably unrealistic. And it's probably not even necessary. You know why? Because the Saints have Jameis damn Winston. And I am bullish on Jameis Winston. You can say, right, if you follow my career, you know how I am about being biased. I have zero bias. I will cover my own mother in a neutral fashion if she decides to step on that football field or just anything that I'm covering that has analysis to do with it. But I will also be upfront when I'm talking about being a fan of something. So fan of something or someone. I am a fan of Jameis Winston, have been ever since I saw that man in high school and follow him throughout his tenure at Florida State. I've watched just about every game that he played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I still maintain, I wrote for Saturday Down South, I believe. I forget which site I was at the time, but I thought he reminded me of my all-time favorite player, that is Peyton Manning. And I still think that he has that type of football brain. He has that type of football acumen. I think that he has that skill set. I think that he can still be a Peyton Manning. And I definitely think so with the New Orleans Saints because of that man, the evil genius, Sean Payton, in my opinion, the premier quarterbacks coach in all of football. Yeah, we can give props to Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan or Cliff Kingsbury, but man, he's been doing this shit for the better part of a decade and a half. And people just forget the success that Drew Brees had prior to going with Sean Payton was pretty much non-existent. Matter of fact, if you were to compare Jameis Winston in his first 5 seasons, right, they both had 5 seasons before they got with Sean Payton, and it's eerily similar, right? It's eerily similar from the standpoint that people were down on Drew Brees just like they are down on Jameis Winston, or they're doubting Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston, let's be real here, a much better skill set than Drew Brees, especially coming out of college. Jameis Winston is one of the all-time greatest college players, period. Those 2 seasons he had at Florida State were spectacular. Only lost 1 game to Oregon. And the type of offense that he was in, you could tell he was prepared to play in the National Football League. He went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at a particular time. You probably just didn't want to go to Tampa Bay. And that's not to absolve him from anything. He was super immature. He got to be around your man Drew Brees and be around Sean Payton now. If he were to continue the rest of his career with Sean Payton, I think we could still see something special out of this kid. Now, I must admit as well, I love me some Taysom Hill. Y'all saw the film studies that I did on him. If you didn't, I'll link those on the back end or maybe in the description or something like that. So to me, they have 2 great options for a team that is always going to be one of the more stacked teams. Mickey Loomis does his thing as far as the GM stuff goes. That quarterback position, you're going to take a step back with Drew Brees, but man, maybe you take a step forward in certain areas. So as a matter of fact, let's look at this. Let's compare Tom Brady to Jameis Winston in their loans, or the last season for Jameis Winston and the first season with Tom Brady we knew resulted in a Super Bowl. But if you think about this right here, check this out. All right, so look at this. Jameis Winston threw the ball 626 times. Tom Brady threw the ball 610 times. Listen, Jameis Winston is not Tom Brady by any stretch of the imagination. He's just not. Nobody is, right? Except Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. But beyond that, how many people are? Maybe Aaron Rodgers or somebody like that. But look, 65.7% completion percentage for Tom Brady, a 60.7% percentage for Jameis Winston. Now keep in mind this. Tom Brady played on a much better version. First of all, most of the guys were in their second year in this scheme, which is a tough scheme, right? You live in the sevens in this scheme. A lot of 7-step drops and everything. They actually pared it down with Tom Brady. When I watch the games, I'm like, man, this is mad different. They've installed a lot of 3-step drops for him to get the ball out. Of course, they had to protect somebody like that. He's older and everything, so that ended up working well there. But if you look at the bare bones of it, people are going to always point to something negative. Yeah, he had 30 interceptions. That's horrific. Cannot skirt around that. But let's be real here. If you point to what he did well, he also had 33 touchdowns. This man threw for 5,100 yards. There have only been 7 other people in the history of the NFL to throw for over 5,000 yards. And the amount of seasons itself, most of them came from Drew Brees. So imagine that. There's 5,000 yards in a Sean Payton offense, and Drew Brees did that shit a whole bunch of times. As a matter of fact, I'll show that here in a second here. But obviously they were going down the field more with Jameis. He had an 8.2 yards per attempt. He had an 84 rating, right? So if you, I just shudder to think what he would have did in this second season if they had a better offensive line like they had when they added Tristan Wirfs and the guys got a little bit better there. Added Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown and Leonard Fournette and Scotty Miller and these people like that emerging. It was a much better supporting cast. I don't know what to tell you. So if you were to think about that, Sean Payton is an evil genius. He couldn't get 5,000 yards out of a Jameis Winston and have him cut down on his turnovers. Especially, he's not going to make him live in the sevens. He's going to have 3- and 5-step drops to help him get rid of the ball. I'll show a little bit of that when he came in the San Francisco game. Have him living in a higher completion percentage range and then be able to take those shots a little bit more seldomly. Not having to rely on it all the time. They hung Jameis Winston out to dry a lot because he's a big, strong guy, and he took a ton of hits, man. He was sacked 47 times. Tom Brady only sacked 21 times. Is that all on Jameis or all on the offensive line? It's a combination of the both there. But look at this. The list of quarterbacks to throw for 5,000 yards. Dan Marino, Drew Brees. He did it 5 times. Tom Brady had one. Matthew Stafford, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Patrick Mahomes, Jameis Winston. That's nothing to sneeze over, right? This guy has some ability to him. You can just hone in on certain things. Now, here's a comparison for your ass right here. Look at this. The first 5 seasons of Drew Brees' career and the first 5 seasons of Jameis Winston's career. So, Jameis played in 72 games. Drew Brees, I believe, may have been hurt one year. Drew Brees had a cast of characters. He had some dudes to throw to back then too, man, with Vincent Jackson and them boys, LaDainian Thompson and them running the ball, and Antonio Gates, and they had some dudes, right? But look at this. He had a 62.2% completion percentage. Jameis Winston had 61.3. Jameis Winston threw for almost 7,000 more yards, right? He had, look, what's this? Carry the 2. I don't know what the hell that is. It looks like it's about 700 more attempts, right? So keep that in mind there. He had, look at this, 80 touchdowns to 53 interceptions, so 27 more touchdowns than interceptions. Jameis Winston, 121 touchdowns, 88 interceptions. What's that, 33 more touchdowns than interceptions? Come on here. Drew Brees wasn't who Drew Brees was when he was with the San Diego Chargers. Drew Brees, like I said before, one of my all-time favorite players. I loved him at the Chargers, followed him to the Saints. The guy is the absolute goods, but you could see the improvement when he got with the evil genius. That's all I'm saying right there. And look at this. I don't think Jameis has anything of an athlete or anything, but he has 1,000 yards rushing. Drew Brees, I thought, was actually a pretty good athlete. I remember him dunking over the goalpost all the time and shit like that. He only had 366 yards rushing. All right, 10 touchdowns for Jameis, 4 touchdowns for Drew Brees. Imagine this guy moving forward at almost a similar point in time in his career with Sean Payton. You can't tell me this guy can't be the absolute truth, man. His skill set was incredible. It still is, in my opinion. As a matter of fact, let's look at a little bit of film right here. No secret to it. We know what Jameis Winston can do. He can push the ball down the field with the best of them here. Nice 3-man route combination. You're going to get a slant from the outside receiver, inside fade by your man Mike Evans, and then you're going to get an out route by the tight slot here, who happens to be in a stack alignment. So, with that being said, just look how pretty this pass is, man. Look at him. Look off the safety as well. Feather the clutch. Too easy for him. Absolutely too easy for him. Go back one more and throw that bad boy. Look at this. People bearing down on him. He couldn't even really get much into it. Threw off his back foot. Check it out. Yep, right off his back foot. Look at the product placement. What are we doing here? Come on, man. Living in the sevens, like I said. 7-step drops, back to the basket, play action fakes, sight adjust. It's a tough offense, man. There's no doubt about that here. You get Mike Evans on the post. You get Brait here. Looks like he's on a drag route. I would have to assume this would be Chris Godwin here. He's on an out route. So you can just see how this man pushes the ball down the field, coming out those play action fakes. There's no way Sean Payton is not salivating. Look at that. Still can't step into it. The offense, that's a nice ball, man. That was a nice ball. I want to see it from that angle one more time right there. Look at this. Still can't step into it. Another breach. Somebody right up in his lap. Still gets that bad boy in there like it ain't nobody's business. Look at it again. Look at that. Oh, look at it. Dude, what was that? How can you get anything into it right there when you can't even check your follow-through? Look at the follow-through right here. He had to lean. You talk about arm sliding and all this, that he had to lean over to get the ball past the uncommon defender right there. Still gets it down there. Working from the gun with the Saints here. You're going to have your twin option routes there depending on the leverage. You'll get an out route here by Michael Thomas going against the weak side linebacker here. Same thing over here for the tight end. I believe Jared Cook, he'll be running the option route as well based on the leverage. I don't think he does a good job of it right here. I think he out-leveraged himself. Wheel route by the other tight end. Just get a flat route by the running back. Then you go invert here with Emmanuel Sanders there. So being able to get and work in the 3-step drop mode. Look, boom, boom, let it fire. That's how you keep him clean. That's how you live a man in the 70% completion percentage like Drew Brees always lived in. It's a tough road to stop, right? Tons of West Coast schemes in here. Just let him get, and you know he can feather the clutch as well as drive the ball. That's the thing what I liked about Jameis Winston, why he had that Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was just like that as well. He didn't have to throw everything hard, even though he had a pretty big arm there. Look at that. You see the ease of motion there, over-the-top delivery. His mechanics, at least from the upper portion, is usually flawless. And sometimes you have to work with the lower portion of his mechanics there, and that's what Sean Payton is there for, man. He's the best in the business. He's better than Bruce Arians to me. He'll protect his quarterback. Bruce Arians will hang you out to dry, and he don't give a damn. Bruce Arians is a roughneck. He's like, hey, we all get hit. Some of us don't die. Some of us do. It don't matter to me. He's like, but you're going to push the ball down the field with these 7-step drops. That's how Bruce Arians gets down. Great pre-snap recognition. You catch them in a fabricated pressure scheme to where they're going to blitz the weak side backer. Going to have a wheel route by Alvin Kamara here. So it's man coverage off this fab pressure scheme. Got Dre Greenlaw here. He's going to be man-to-man on Alvin Kamara, but he's not going to be able to get there. He's kind of out-leveraged, especially with them running a stop route right here by Michael Thomas. Kind of muddies the water for him and disallows him to get there quick enough, especially with a really good throw here by Jameis Winston. See the motion. He knew it right away. Absolutely perfect throw. See it again from this particular area. Caught him real good, but look at the throw, man. Kid has some arm talent and some accuracy. I just can't wait to see him live in 3-step drop and 5-step drops. Look at that. Greenlaw couldn't do nothing about it. See the ball whizzing by his helmet there. Great blitz recognition, great pre-snap recognition, and great execution. Just him getting rid of the ball fast here. You see a pass tag on the back of the run call here. Bad block by my boy Callaway. But you can see just getting the yards after the catch, getting rid of the ball fast. Getting to Deontay Harris here. Let him muscle relax the hell out of Jason Verrett. Damn. I didn't notice that. The man got muscle relaxed hard. Look at this. Oh. Let's be real here. We got to see it one more time. You fucking with Harris in space. Hit him with the crossover dribble. Look at him reach out like Michael Jordan hitting that air. We already know what it is. Jason Verrett, he slept good that night. But you can see what I'm saying, man. Just get working a quick game. You know this guy can go deep. It is what it is. I don't know who I like more between. This is how unbiased I am still. Jameis Winston's my favorite quarterback now that Andrew Luck has retired. But I still don't know who I like between Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. If you hold my feet to the fire, man, I'm going to say Jameis, but I would be cool with Taysom Hill. I love what I saw from him. He offered some stuff. I love the both of them working in tandem. That would still be pretty cool if they could still do that, but I'm not sure if Taysom Hill wants to do that. But, hey, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about. Let me know what you think about Jameis Winston. For all you people out there who aren't sheeple and have to just go by what you fucking hear on Twitter, what you see on social media and shit like that, like, think for yourself. Like, come on, man. You motherfuckers hold people's pockets and shit, too. Like, think for yourself. This guy has an incredible skill set. He's with one of the best coaches. If you don't want to say he's the best, you know he's one of the best coaches with Sean Payton in a quarterback-friendly offense, just in a great infrastructure program like the New Orleans Saints. You don't think this guy can be highly successful? I think he could, but let me know what you think about that, and let me know what you think between Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston as well, all right? But it's your boy Murph, the Underground King. It's your boy Top Billin Bound. All my Top Billin gang, thank you for your support as always, man. Make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe, and I am out. Peace.